Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to the BFS Fishing Channel. And in this video, we're going to be going over a couple of really good picks that I've found from the Aliexpress anniversary sale. Now, I want to say that I didn't plan on making a video on this sale because I kind of felt like Aliexpress was doing some questionable tactics where they're kind of artificially inflating prices and then bringing them back down for the sale. But after going over a couple of these items, I will say that there are some really good picks. And so we'll go over those in this video. But before we get started, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, I would ask you guys to consider subscribing. I normally don't do this and I save these kind of requests for the very end of the video. But yeah, I'd really appreciate it if you guys did subscribe, if you got any value out of the video, and also if you wouldn't mind giving it a thumbs up and potentially sharing it with your friends as well. Okay, so let's get started. The first pick is going to be the Soloking Acura Pro coming in at $37.10. And, while this price isn't actually the lowest price, if you add $2 and if you clip a coupon, which we'll see right here, this coupon here for $5 off of $39 will actually bring it down to a fairly good price. Maybe not the best price lately, but as I've heard that it's actually been closer to the lower 30s or even under $30. But it's not bad. I also want to say that you guys should make sure to clip these coupons when you first land on the Aliexpress either mobile app or on the desktop client. And there's quite a few of them. So $8 off 69, $10 off 79, etc. I'm not really sure what this means restocking. Hopefully they don't offer a limited number of coupon codes because that would be a little bit unfortunate. But anyways, $37.10, and I'll go ahead and put affiliate links in the description down below where they may apply. Sometimes they don't offer affiliate links. All right, the next item for sale is going to be the Purelure Silverfeather, and I went ahead and found it for $89.56. This is the best price that I found since the 11/11 sale. So if you're looking for a reel, I would say that the Purelure Silverfeather is a pretty good reel out there. It's if it wasn't for the FF01 Cormorant reel, I'd probably be fishing this reel. I have other YouTuber friends, Yep Ultralight Fishing. He absolutely loves his, and there's a few other members on the Facebook group that I'm a moderator on that have the Silverfeather and really enjoy using theirs. It is made by DMK, who also makes the Kasking Kestrel Elite, Kestrel, and then also Valiant Eagle 2 reels. And so the ergonomics are going to be really good. There's a kind of a headache-free casting braking profile. The difference between this reel and those reels is that this reel actually will cast under 1 gram, whereas those reels, they can do it, but not very well at all. You'll have a lot of issues with those reels. Okay, moving right along to make this video a quick one. The Purelure Creek Dance is also on sale. There's not many available at this really awesome price of $50.23. Now, I haven't tested the C514L version, and they're rating it at 2 to 5 grams, or the C604L, but if they're anything like the 492, where is the 492? The 492 version, they are a pretty good value for money at this price. So again, you're only going to see the C514L and then the C604L rods. So really good price for this rod. Unfortunately, I don't have actual hands-on experience with these two versions of this. However, the next rod, this is the Purelure Zero, and I do have the 762 LC, and also Jacob over at Yep Ultralight Fishing has this rod, and he has been really enjoying his. I got mine in maybe a week ago, and I have yet to test it out, but from the just handling it and unboxing it, I will say that for $102, it's a pretty great looking rod. I do want to test out this weight range of 1.8 to 12 grams. They do rate this to be a little bit heavier than the Surinoya Elf Ajing, but it's become very, very difficult to find the Elf Ajing rod for some reason. And I don't know that Surinoi is actually going to replenish stock of the Surinoya Elf Ajing as well. So this might be a good alternative if you're looking for a little bit of a longer BFS rod for casting for things like surf BFS, jetty fishing, etc. Or even just getting out to the lake and wanting to kind of reach the middle of the lake. All right, moving right along. This is the Handing Magic L, and I just reviewed this one. I believe it was the 1.68. No. Yeah, it was the 1.68 meter UL version. This is coming in at $34.87. Not the best price, but maybe with the coupon, it will be a little bit lower. And, you know, for the price, I'd say that the rod is fairly well made. And it does perform decently well. It's not the most sensitive rod. I wish it had a little bit more sensitivity, but I was pretty impressed with this rod. And if you're curious about a review, I'll go ahead and put up the video in the upper right-hand corner. Moving right along. So now we're going to start getting into some tackle. And I've been using these B&U Micro Snaps. Specifically, I've been using, I believe, this size, the 0000 size, but then also the 000 size, which it seems like they're out of stock, maybe? No, here it is. It's the first entry. Okay, so I've been using this size, the 000, which is 7 millimeters long. And then also I've been recently using the 0000 right here. This is 6 millimeters long. It does take a little bit of getting used to at the very beginning because, you know, they're really small snaps. You know, it takes some time to develop that muscle memory to kind of get used to using these without kind of sticking yourself and whatnot. But you do get 50 of these in a little bag, and they're only coming in at, what, $2.32. It looks like they're choice deals, which means that if you don't have other choice, quote-unquote choice items that add over to $10, that they will charge you $1.99 for shipping. But I'll show you some other choice picks at the very end of this video, which can get you over that $10 to get rid of this shipping fee for $1.99. I really like these micro snaps. There's a bunch of other companies that make them, but I've had really, really good experience with this B&U Micro Snap. Okay, so moving right along, these are going to be Cheburashka weight. It's not quite a quick release, but what I like to do is I like to have one of those B&U Micro Snaps, and I'll snap it to the front part, which is this smaller size right here, and then I'll put my hook and whatnot attached to the clip, and it makes it so that you know, you can keep the weight on certain rigs. And so you don't have to take off the weight, which it can be kind of a pain with these Cheburashkas. So I like to pre-rig everything before I go out, and then I just use the micro snap and make it a quick change system. But I really like using these 1 gram weights because you can put it on very small, which we'll see in a second, but really, really small micro plastic lures. And you've got a really versatile microplastic lure system that you can fish for dink bass or small sunfish or crappie or even larger bass. So this will be the affiliate list down below, but really great weight system because it allows your plastic to kind of have more free range, I guess. Okay, moving along. So if you're anybody who's anybody, you've heard of the hover strolling rig system, and these are just a cheap nail weight that I like. I've been using these for a little bit of time. They are tungsten, they're not very expensive, and so I thought that I'd share these with you guys. And you can get down to some really low weights as well, like 0.45 grams, you'll get 14 pieces, and even 0.3 grams, or go up higher as well. So I'll have links to this in the description down below. And then to match this, I like using these Jighead hooks. These are relatively inexpensive. They are quite good quality, if you ask me, and you get a high number, which is 50 pieces. Now, the one thing is that these don't have hook keepers, or I guess lure keepers. And I'll show you in a different video how you can actually make them yourself if you're really interested. but these are a really inexpensive way to get into hover strolling. Okay, moving along. This is by far my most used hook right now. I use the A size and also the B size the most, but I have also found use for the C and D as well. So, I mean, at 96 cents for 10 pieces or $1.15 for 10 pieces, it's hard not to kind of stock up on these, but they're a very, very useful, very small EWG hook that you can use for quite a few of these smaller Ajing style lures. Now, this is by far my most favorite of these microplastic lures. And the reason why, and this is my most favorite color, it happens to work the best at my local lake. I'm not really sure why, but the reason why is because of this little segmented part right here. So you would rig up your EWG in this first part, and it's kind of a little bit difficult to rig at first because you have to find this mold line or this flash line. And then I like to make it so that the EWG is going along this mold line. And what it does is when you cast it out, this segmented section allows this rear part to kind of have this really, really great action. And you can make it look like a combination of a small worm, but also a small bait fish as well, especially when you do it weightless. If you need to cast a little bit farther, then I like to combine it with this 1 gram Cheburashka, and it just allows you to get pretty good distances from casting. But my preferred method is to use this weightless. And this in conjunction with the A or B hook plus this B&U at 0.000 comes in at about 0.56 grams. And I'm able to get about 30 feet on casts if it's not windy. So that's a pretty good distance because, the vast majority of the fish that I'm fishing for are actually within that 30-foot distance to shore. But anyways, really great lure, very, very versatile. You want to make sure that you get the 50 millimeter. The 40 millimeter is a little bit too short for any of those hooks that I showed you. And I think they do require a jig head. Okay, moving along, here's another Ajing style lure. This one's going to be 4.8 centimeters. This one is kind of useful too because it's made out of TPR, so it's very, very indestructible. This lure right here, I believe, is made out of silicone. It can tear and whatnot. It's not as rugged as the TPR lures, but the TPR lures, they're kind of harder to rig up in my experience. I've found that the tail section kind of floats a little bit on these, and so sometimes, if you need to get out there, distance-wise, I like putting the Cheb on these, and then the tail kind of floats up a little bit. Using them weightless, you're not really going to be able to do so because the TPR plastic does tend to float. And so there's several colors. I like using this darker color. My waters are really, really stained, and so I need that dark color to kind of stand out. Okay, moving right along here. These are another really great craw imitation lure. I prefer using the 4 centimeter ones, but they also do have a 6.5 centimeter. And the color that seems to work for me best is this blue color. But, we have a standing population, an invasive population of Australian red claw crayfish, which get huge, but they are kind of blue and then they have a red color. So go ahead and mix and match to match your hatch as best as possible. But they do have 2 sizes. These are also TPR, and some of these lures are also UV reactive as well. All right, moving along. This is a Meiho copy. And what's really cool about these is you can buy 2 of these and then kind of snap them together. And I'm wondering if they have a photo of that anywhere. Oh, yeah. So it can be a little bit difficult to figure out how to snap these 2 sides together. But once you do figure it out, you can kind of mix and match your 2 sides, which is really, really nice because the yellow one will allow you to kind of store jigs or other hook setups, but then the blue one will allow you to store kind of minnow cranks, and then the red one you can kind of go this way and kind of mix and match and separate and size up your storage combinations. So very, very useful, coming in at $2.33. This is also a choice option, and so you definitely want to get over that $10 mark if you're going to be looking for this. But let's look at some of these other choice deals that I found. And the three that are the most kind of useful, I guess, that I've noticed are going to be the Kingdom Microfly. So Kingdom Microfly is a 4-carrier braid, but it comes in at $2.39. It does have a little bit of a coating to it, and I prefer using the 0.6. Don't use the 0.2. I don't have much experience with the 0.4 Go, but the 0.6 Go is quite solid. It will degrade the color over time, especially if you go with the pink. I believe the other options are white and green. I think green is sold out in the 0.6, but pink is always a good choice for me because I like to see where my line is going. It will degrade over time, but it still hasn't faded for me, and I've been using it for like a month to a month and a half now. The other one is going to be this plier right here, made by a company called Tunala at $2.59. I gotta say, a really good value. Surinoya has this exact same plier, but they're selling theirs for around $10. So $2.59 is a really, really good price. And then the last thing are these little egg rod holder things, which I've seen sold by Jackson. I did recently buy one of these just to see what they're all about, and they do make rod storage a little bit easier, especially for multi-piece rods. But anyways, I think that's going to do it for this video, guys. If you've made it all the way through, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you taking the time out of your day to watch this, watch these videos that I make. Yeah, with that being said, thank you again so much, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.